In the previous lectures, we discussed about open circuit and short circuit test in order to find out the losses in the transformer. We found out that by using an open circuit test, we can find out no load losses, and by using short circuit test, we can find out the copper losses in the transformer. We need to find out the losses in order to obtain the efficiency of the transformer. We need to know the efficiency of any system before using it. So we know that efficiency is equal to output divided by input. Okay, so this input is nothing but output power plus losses. Okay, this output power plus losses, the losses are core losses and copper losses. This core losses we will obtain from OC test, copper losses we will obtain from SC test. By including it, we can obtain the efficiency. But efficiency also depends on power factor and depends on the load of the transformer, how much the transformer is loaded. Let us say we have a S kVA transformer with X times the rated load. Then the output power of the transformer is X into S cos theta, S into cos theta, where theta being the power factor. So we know that efficiency depends on load and power factor. So if we have a SKVA transformer, then we can say that it is loaded X times. That means, let us say we have a 5 kVA transformer. That then if we have connected a 5 kVA load, of 5 kVA, then X is equal to 1. Okay, then if you have a 5 kVA transformer, if you have connected a load of 2.5 kVA, then X is equal to 0.5. And we know the concept of power factor. So when depending on the load, copper losses in a transformer will change. However, we know that core loss is independent of load. It depends on it is a combination of eddy current and hysteresis losses, which doesn't depend on the current flowing through the primary and the secondary. It only depends on the eddy current and magnetizing characteristics of the transformer core which you have used. Therefore, core losses is constant. Therefore, P core will be can be directly used as P core. The output, we know that X into S into cos theta, where S is the transformer rating and cos theta is the power factor. X is the load value. Okay, that many times it is noted. Then the copper losses can be written as X square into PCU. That is because copper losses varies with loading with respect to I square. We know that copper losses in a transformer is equal to I square R. The current increases, the copper losses increases twice of it. Therefore, the small variation in the terminal voltage, copper loss will be X square into PCU, where PCU is the full load copper loss. That means if the transformer is loaded 0.5, then the copper loss will reduce quarter. That means 0.25 times of the total copper loss. So if the transformer is loaded fully, then it will be the full load copper loss, which we have calculated from the short circuit test. Okay, then efficiency of a transformer can be written as X into S cos theta, which is the output power, divided by X into S cos theta, output power, plus P core, which is constant in a transformer, plus X square into PCU, where X square is the how much times the transformer is loaded. So we can divide it by X. It will be X cos theta plus P core divided by X plus X PCU. Okay. So for the maximum efficiency, we know that the denominator should be, the differentiation of denominator should be 0 for eta to be maximum. Therefore, by equating the differentiation of the denominator to 0, we have d by dx of X cos theta plus P core divided by X plus P X into PCU. We will get the efficiency will be maximum when X is equal to square root of P core divided by PCU. X is equal to square root of P core divided by PCU. That means, let us for an example say full load core loss of a transformer is 8 watts. Full load copper loss of a transformer is let us say 2. Then X is equal to this is 4. X is equal to square root of 4. Then X is equal to 2. That means when the transformer is loaded at twice its rated value, it will give the maximum efficiency. But this will not be the case. Maximum efficiency of the transformer is obtained at almost at the full load. Okay. So for example, I am explaining you for example. So the maximum efficiency of the transformer will be when X is equal to core loss divided by the square root of core loss divided by copper loss. And I also told that transformer efficiency also depends on the power factor. So when the power factor is unity 1, the efficiency is higher. Okay, so this is the efficiency curve. This is the loading degree of loading of the transformer in X. So when the X loading reaches P core by PCU, it will have highest efficiency at power factor is equal to 1. And if the power factor reduces, efficiency of the transformer is also reducing, and this is the power factor is equal to 0.7. So if you want to have high maximum efficiency of the transformer, we need to keep the transformer operating at unity power factor. It basically depends on power factor. It also depends on transformer loading. It also depends on transformer loading and the loading and the square root of core loss divided by copper loss. This is how we obtain the efficiency of a transformer. So let us move forward to voltage regulation. The voltage regulation is the variation of the transformer voltage when it is loaded to the no load condition. Okay, so the output voltage of the transformer is not constant when compared to when it's in no load and full load condition. So when the load is connected, there will be a drop in the output voltage of the transformer, okay, because of series leakage impedance of the transformer. So this drop value, how much will be the drop in the transformer, this will give us an idea about the voltage regulation of the transformer. So any source we consider any source to be ideal when even after loading, even after current increases, the source should have constant voltage. But this is not the case in transformer. When the loading increases, transformer voltage will drop, and this idea of percentage regulation, how much the drop in a transformer is occurring, will give us an idea about the transformer, okay, at a given power factor. This is at a given power factor. So percentage regulation can be defined with respect to full load voltage or with respect to no load voltage. If you are considering that voltage of the transformer will drop, voltage of the transformer will drop when we are applying the load. When we are applying the load, then it can be with respect to the no load voltage, where V20 is the no load voltage, V2 is the full load voltage. So we can write it like this. This is V20, this is transformer loading, and this is transformer loading, and this is V2, okay, with respect to the full load voltage and no load voltage. We have this I2 XE2. This is the current flowing through the transformer. From this circuit diagram we can write this, we can draw this vector diagram. So this is V2 plus I2R2, V2 plus I2R2 plus I2X2 will be the no load voltage of the transformer, that is V20, where V20 is the full load voltage, and I2 will be, there will be a phase shift between the output voltage V2 and the current, that we call it as theta 2. Okay, so as I told before, transformer regulation can be written with respect to if we are considering the load is dropping when the voltage is dropping when the load is connected, or if we are considering voltage is rising when the load is removed. It depends on at what point we are looking at the percentage regulation. So for the sake of simplicity, we will consider that percentage regulation with respect to the full load voltage. The full load voltage, that means no load voltage minus full load voltage divided by full load voltage V2 into 100 will be the percentage regulation of the transformer. Okay, this can also be considered as V20 if we are considering that voltage will drop when the load is applied. We are considering V2, that means we are considering that voltage will rise when the load is removed. Okay, it depends on the perspective, that's it. So in this case we are considering percentage voltage regulation V20 minus V2 divided by V2. So as you can see here, in this case V20, this is V20, this vector is V20, which is OC. This is almost equal to OD. This is almost equal to OD, which is OC cos delta. OC cos delta. And OD is equal to OA, which is V2 plus AE plus ED plus AE plus ED. So by substituting the values, we know that OA is equal to V2. OA is equal to V2, and if this is I2R2, then this is I2R2 into cos theta, and if this is I2X2, then this is basically this line is I2X2 into sin theta. This line is I2X2 into sin theta. So we can have this as OA plus AE plus ED is equal to OD, which is V2 naught, and we have this V2 plus I2R2 cos theta 2 plus I2X2 sin theta 2 divided by we are considering the percentage regulation with respect to full load voltage divided by V2. Here we can directly come here by substituting for this value. We have this V2 0 minus V2, this minus V2 and this V2 will get cancelled. We have I2 R2 into cos theta 2 plus I2 X2 into sin theta 2 divided by V2. Just by splitting this equation we can get that I2 R2 by V2 cos theta 2 plus I2 X2 by V2 sin theta 2. So this is the percentage regulation of the transformer. Okay, this is the regulation of the transformer. Okay, percentage regulation means it into 100% will be the regulation. So this is the regulation of the transformer. Okay, so this we are considering with respect to V2 means a secondary voltage. V2 means secondary voltage. Okay, so the percentage regulation can also be referred to the primary. If you are referring to the primary, we know that I2 will be I2 by A and R2 will be A square R2, and this is also I2 by A square XE2 divided by V2 will be A into V2 0, that is V2 dash. So what we will have is I2 dash R2 dash cos theta 2 plus I2 dash X2 dash sin theta 2 divided by V2 dash. So this is the V2 dash is V1, I2 dash is I1, R2 dash is RE1. So this is the voltage regulation with respect to the primary of the transformer. So we can get the per unit quantities. What do you mean by per unit quantities? We can this we can make it as a this we can make it as the resistive component of the transformer can be defined as epsilon R, where epsilon R is equal to I2 into R2 divided by V2, which is also equal to, we know that I1 into R1 divided by V1. I1 into R1 divided by V1. So the other per unit resistance, which is per unit resistance epsilon R, other one is per unit leakage reactance, which is epsilon into X, which is equal to I2 into X2 by V2, which is also equal to I1 into X1 divided by V1. So the regulation can also be found. So we know that I2 R2 divided by V2 equal to I1 R1 divided by V1, and I2 X2 divided by V2 is equal to I1 X1 divided by V1. So we can substitute for these values and these values as epsilon R and epsilon X. Therefore the regulation will be equal to epsilon R cos theta 2 epsilon X sin theta 2, and the percentage regulation will be equal to epsilon R cos theta 2 plus epsilon X sin theta 2 into 100. So this will be the percentage regulation of the transformer. So if we know the transformer, when we know the transformer, what we say, transformer parameters, we can obtain the percentage regulation from those parameters. So this is about the efficiency and percentage regulation of the transformer.